the masterclass is facilitated by skilled professionals across different sectors and tailored towards equipping women with technical skills. It's an immersive online experience that allows women with entry-level skills to learn directly from professionals in their field. Today, we're having a masterclass, a data science masterclass, and through this masterclass, you will acquire in-depth and practical knowledge of data analytics and business intelligence with Power BI. Your facilitator is Mojisola Olawepo. Hi, Oluyemi. Oluyemi is Atitabi. Hi, the data analyst. Nice meeting you all. You're all welcome to the masterclass, and we'll begin shortly. Hola. Okay, shout out to every one of you. Thank you for joining the Women Texas Masterclass. You're all welcome. So today the masterclass will be facilitated by Mojisola. Mojisola Olawepo. She's a disruptive strategist with over 11 years experience across industry and cross-functional role experience. Okay. People are waiting. I'm just trying to let them in. So Mojisola helps C-level leaders rethink and re-envision their businesses into profitable return of investment and competitive absolute advantages in areas around data and AI, technology, services, cost management, and cloud technologies. Mojisola Olawepo is an expert data and business intelligence strategist. She possesses strong leadership hands-on experience in unearthing insights from data across various industries and IT, with a strong record of success in creating the foundation and platform for enterprise data management in organizations, AI strategies for business acceleration, leveraging her top skills in business strategy, analytics, machine learning, Python, business intelligence, research, and data visualization using Microsoft Power BI, and she has proven ability to strategically help business manage costs while driving revenues. She has a strong bias for business process reengineering, strategic modeling, automation, data, financial modeling, research methodologies, project management, business model development, and business process optimization. She's passionate about giving back and teaching via various community platforms, including hers, which she created at Everything on Data, and WoGetPev with over 3,500 followers combined. Her lifelong goal is to mentor as many people as possible, especially women, towards data advancement and transformation, and using current technologies to drive the future of work and relevance with a keen focus to advocating for data and technology. She's currently a full-time technical strategist with Microsoft Nigeria, and today we'll be having her facilitate this masterclass session. Hi, Moji. If you're around, please unmute yourself and turn on your video. Please unmute. Okay. Oh, I have to unmute you. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me now? Hello. Hi, Joy. Thank you. Wow. Hello, everyone. It's so nice having you on board here. I'm excited. And when I was told that I was going to take this session, I was really excited because this is what I do. I love calling myself data because I'm so passionate about it. And I also like teaching it, right? I want more people to come into data because aside from data being the new oil, is the future of work and relevance. Thank you very much for, the introduction. And I'm so excited again, having everyone on board. Today is going to be exciting. I don't know when, am I supposed to start right now, Joy?
Yes, you can go ahead and start right away, yes.
So I'll just turn on my video. And please, I want us to be highly interactive on this class. I want us to interact. So when I ask questions, please respond. There are no wrong answers. if you want to raise up your hands, you can as well click the raise up your hand button here, like beside the chat icon. And also you can also chat in case you don't want to speak. But you know what? I want this class to be highly interactive. We're going to be having this class for 2 hours, and I need everyone's attention 100% in this session. We're also going to be having a hands-on session tomorrow. I need everybody to be on board. So welcome once again as I begin the class. Sorry, I'm going to stop that. Perfect. So please, can you see my screen? Please, ladies, can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, just say yes, we can. Please unmute yourself.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yes, you can see my screen. So what can you see on my screen? The 2-day masterclass on data analysis and business intelligence. Can you see it?
Not yet.
It's still blank. No, your screen is blank. The screen is blank. I can't see anything.
Oh.
We can't see anything.
All right, let me reshare. I don't know why I'm not sharing, but I need to reshare my screen again. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, it's the masterclass on data analysis. Can you see it now?
So you're projecting the Teams meeting.
Okay. So it's not supposed to be like okay. Sure. Good. All right, can you see my screen now?
Perfect. Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right, good. All right, so we are in a 2-day masterclass on data analysis and business intelligence with Power BI. And today is the first day. My name is Mojisola Olawepo. I mean, before going into today's session, I want to share with you, because we are all women, and that is why I'm absolutely excited that we have women right here. I have trained platforms, and I can see that the ratio of men to women is always 80 to 20% respectively. And most times I always wonder why. You know, we are women and we can multitask and we can become so much more if we put our mind towards what we want to achieve. I am a success story and I'm still trying to be more. And I believe that as I continue this journey of driving more women into data, into technology, and into so many other things that can give them relevance, we will get there. So these are my 2 favorite quotes. The first is, make sure that what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. I've spoken to a lot of women, and so many women have called me for mentorship, and what they say most times is that they are not sure of their jobs anymore. They want to change job role. They want to upskill, but they don't know where to start from. They don't know if they have this hope. But you know what? If you are in a job role, if you are in a business, and what you're doing right now is not getting you closer to where you want to be, I believe we all have dreams and we all have a vision of where we need to get to. But if where you are right now is not getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow, you need to start rethinking what you need to do. Not just rethinking, you also need to try to upskill yourself to that point where you need to get to. Now, the second one, which I always say, because I am a woman, I'm proud of the woman I am today, because I went through one hell of a time becoming her. It's not easy to be a woman. It's not easy to be a woman, have so many responsibilities, and still you're working at your place of work. You are doing so many things. You have your children, for those that are married with children. You have the family, so many things, and you need to also become what you need to be. It's not easy, but you know what? When you are that woman that can be able to stand before even the men, what happens is that you just continue to be proud of yourself. Now, meet me. My name is Mojisola Olawepo. I'm an economics graduate of the University of Lagos. I was never a technical person, not even from the IT sector. I loved technology, but I never thought in my wildest dreams that technology was where my focus was going to be. I started out as a banker, and I was able to go through a lot of departments at the bank, from conduct and compliance, so many units and departments. But one thing that was called for me while going through cross departments and cross industries basically was that I could do more. Whenever I find myself in a department or in a role, what I tell myself is that, you know what, I want to be able to be an impact to that organization. I want to be an impact to that space. So the question I'm throwing out there to you is that where you are right now, what impact are you creating? I'm also the founder of Everything on Data. We are almost going to, this year will be 2 years old, and we have trained over 4,500 people from the business intelligence and data analyst track, beginners class. We have over 200 members in our community group, and we continue to grow and help people grow on the platform. I'm also the founder of WPIF, which is the Women Global Education and Poverty Eradication Foundation. Our focus is to help women continue to upskill, not going beyond just virtual upskilling, and doing things like life skills that can help women to stand for themselves. Joy has spoken a lot about me and what I do for organizations and CIOs. I have expertise in data analytics, business intelligence, data science, advanced analytics, machine learning. Data transformation is core for me. Cloud computing is very, very core for me. I love building things. When you are a builder, what happens is that you build things, people will always come to meet you to build things. When you build things, you change things. Either you are building a website, you are helping to automate a process. As long as you are changing things, you know, you become more relevant. Beyond data, I would like to give us this fact. You need to start thinking, how can I start building things, even in my own space? How can I reimagine the role that I do? And I like challenging myself to do more. I have some certifications on Microsoft, ProSci, PwC, and also my Power BI Experts course on Plural Sites and more. So this is our course outline. Today, we are going to be setting the foundation, right? I'm going to be preparing us to be foundation ready. I need us to be here 100%. Our focus for today is data analysis and business intelligence. However, we are not going to be touching anything data. We are going to be talking, thinking, and speaking data. We are going to be learning the strategies around data, business problem framing, analytical problem framing, and the data strategy on data pyramid that will help us to drive key insights to delivery. Tomorrow, it's going to be 100% hands-on. While we're going to be using like 30 minutes or 15 minutes to explore how Power BI works, we are going to be using the knowledge of today to drive our visualization of Power BI. So that means that today's session is very key, very important, and you need to understand what we are doing today, because that is what is going to help us for tomorrow's class. Now, I would like to begin. At the end of the 2-day masterclass, you should have a high-level understanding of data analysis. You should be able to understand how to implement business intelligence strategies in data analysis, and you should be able to build a Power BI report, right? So I would like to tell you a story about the future of work, like I always talk about, and the future and what it looks like, and why you need to take these 2 days masterclass personal. Like, you need to take it personal. I'm going to play a video right now. I want us to watch it. I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm going to be asking us one word we got from this video, right? So you can type in one word on the chat. After the video, I'm going to read them out and I'll tell you what I think. Are we ready? Please unmute yourself. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Once upon a
Sorry, can you hear the audio of this thing, of the video? I just paused it, but did you hear anything?
Yes, I did.
Yes, we did.
Perfect.
I heard it.
time, Business as usual was often good enough. No more. Where we are going, good enough is dead. In a world where everything is connected, where everything is equally excellent, where performance is reaching perfection, there's only one space left to innovate in: you. Right now, you are a central point in the raging tornado of change fueled by digitization, mobilization, augmentation, disintermediation, automation. Well, the list goes on. Science fiction is becoming science fact. Think about self-driving cars or computers that can learn and think. The way we work will never be the same. The skills we need will be dramatically different. Winning or losing are now happening faster than ever before. So what's your response? How will you discover new opportunities in one of the most transformational times in human history? Are you driving change, or are you being driven by it? Disruption has become the new normal. With change, it's always gradually, then suddenly, well, things really have stopped happening gradually. This change is exponential. Everything that used to be dumb and disconnected is now wired and intelligent. Cars, cities, ports, farms, even our bodies will be wired with sensors and will talk to each other. These game changers are also combinatorial. They amplify each other, creating a perfect storm of change. Quantum computing fuels big data. The Internet of Things fuels artificial intelligence and deep learning, which fuels robotics. However, anything that cannot be digitized or automated will become extremely valuable. Human-only traits such as creativity, imagination, intuition, emotion, and ethics will be even more important in the future, because machines are very good at simulating, but not at being. Yes, robots and software will do some of our work, but this will allow us to focus on things that cannot be automated. To imagine change squared, you've got to start engaging more with what might be, not just with what is. Immerse yourself in the immediate future, 5 to 7 years out from today. We need to go beyond technology and data to reach human insights and wisdom. Technology represents the how of change, but humans represent the why. The future is about holistic business models. The opportunity is to be liquid, to learn just in time, not just in case, not single improvements, but complete transformations, not individual systems, but new ecosystems. Humanity is where true and lasting value is created. We will engage, relate, and buy things because of the experiences they provide, because of their transformative power. The future doesn't just happen. The future gets happened. The new way to work is to embrace technology, but not to become it. The future is in technology, yet the bigger future lies in transcending it. Let's live and lead from here.
Wow.
Once upon...
Sorry, I hope we are charged, right? So, I want over to Joy right now before we continue. Joy, so you can actually take.
Okay, thank you, Mojisola. Yeah, so before we continue, I hope you're all charged up and ready to take the future by your hands. So I want us to just take a picture. You don't need to unmute yourself. Just enable your video if you can. I want to take a snapshot shot of this before we continue. So if you don't mind, don't worry. It mustn't look all good. Okay. I want more people to enable their videos. Your look is all beautiful. Hi, Silas. I can see your glasses like mine. Okay. I'm waiting for all of you. We are 56 in this meeting, so we should have more videos enabled. Please, let's do that. Let's not keep Mojisola waiting. Okay, I think this is what we can have right now. You can't find your camera. Your camera is that video icon. You see a video icon, just click on it, and that is it. That's your camera. Please, if more people can join us, I would appreciate that. And do not forget to tweet your lessons from this class. Thank you everyone that's enabled their videos. You can now disable your videos now. Thank you. Mojisola, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, ladies, please, can we start typing in the comment section? Esther, are you there? So I have someone that is going to be helping me here to read out the comments. So ladies, please tell me one thing you got. Perfect. I can see transformation, right? So yes, perfect. Change. So I think we should do it like this. Instead of just writing change, perfection, how does it apply to you? Like, how does this video apply to you? And what's it changing for you? What's going to change for you? Not just yes, perfect. I love this disruption. So learn just in time, not in case. Perfect. I want to see more. Yes, perfect. Innovation. The future does not just happen, it gets happened. That's a very strong word. It doesn't just come. It's intentional. There are things that you need to put in place to make it happen. Disruption has become the new normal. Business can no longer be as usual. I'm sure you guys will agree with me. I mean, after the COVID, so many things started changing. A lot of roles started becoming, extinct, right? I need to be creative. Sandra says she needs to be creative. Ijeoma says she wants to drive change. Joy says, my response to the transforming world. Don't get driven by change, right? You should be the driver of change. Wow, this is fantastic. Good. So I think at this point, we can go into the lesson. So I'm going to share my screen again while other comments continue to come in. Right, perfect. So Esther, please, I don't know if you can read some. Esther, if you are there, please, can you help me to read like some of the responses on the comments? I can't see it anymore.
Okay. We have some, my response is the transforming world, that one is to be creative.
Yeah.
Then don't get driven by change. Yes. Then to not let change, but to drive change and learn to be. Yes, you have to change. You have to drive the change. Then resilience infrastructures, digital economy. Yes. The economy is digital.
All right. Thanks, Esther. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. So I'll just go straight into the business of the day. I'll just really talk about this before we start because we've taken some time off. So I'm going to really talk about the impact of COVID on our business and on us. When COVID came in, a lot of things happened. A lot of businesses started laying. In fact, layoffs accounted for 50% of more of staff during this period, and even more. Since last year, I think around March till now, we still see that pain. Most organizations were hit, especially in the entertainment industry. And I mean, all industries, they started cutting costs, started moving towards how they can automate their roles, their function, their processes. Because you know what? No organization wants to lose, right? They still want to make profits. They still want to remain competitive. And you know what? They still want to make sure that they are on top of their game. And so they looked for ways to reduce costs. COVID or no COVID, another thing can come up. And yes, this will still happen over again. So to reduce costs, they have to see, okay, what are the things we don't even need? Who are the people we don't need right now? It's not because you are not good enough, but because they feel that your process can actually be automated. I usually tell people that if you are doing a process that can be automated, I mean, learn automation so that you'll be the one automating that process and you come up with strategies around it. When you are doing a process and it is 100% manual, and you still do it and you say, oh, I'm doing so much more, I'm doing a lot, I'm stressed, I'm tired, and you are not looking for how to reimagine that function, somebody else will come, someone that has an automotive, mindset will come, automate your function, and at the end of the day, you don't have any job to rely on. Most organizations started looking for ways to simplify their processes and also monitor these processes. So the shift moved from, everybody just come to work and do what you need to do. It moved from remaining competitive, reducing costs, and also monitoring to make sure that all these things that are top of mind for business, they are being achieved. And that is why data has become so much more relevant than the way data has always been there. But now organizations are more conscious about and more intentional about data right now. I mean, a lot of people will ask me, oh, are you saying that? Some people will say, oh, are you advising me to change my job role or my skill? I hear that a lot. A lot of people will come and meet me and be like, you know what, I want to change my role, my job role. I want to be a data analyst. Everybody can't be a data analyst. However, you can be an analyst or a scientist on your current role. Like, recall what I said the other time. I said if you are on a role and the task is manual, the same process, what are you doing on that desk to actually, reimagine that role? It could be that you decide to come up with a dashboard that, measures efficiency on your space. It could be that you are automating a process that you normally do manually, and you are able to, present this to senior management that, you know what, guys, I think we can do this in this way, and we can actually transform other roles in the organization this way. You become relevant. However, if you continue to do the same role the same way, you definitely you can't be relevant. Now, this is the future of work that was published for 2022 by WEF, World Economic Forum. It is surprising as that it was published in 2019 and they were forecasting for 2022. However, the COVID pandemic set in last year, and everything that was predicted to happen in 2022 moved back by 2 years and started happening in 2020. As you can see, these are the top growing skills and the declining skills. If you are in a role, like I said, that you are just, you just create awareness, you are just managing time. You are not doing some form of critical thinking or driving analytical and innovative functions. You can't be relevant. This is the job of the future. Yes, data analysts and scientists. And just like I said, you can be a data analyst on your own space. You don't need to have that tag, data analytics. I'm a technical specialist, but I do data, right? Prior to my joining Microsoft, I used to work as a technical strategist. True, I worked as a data analyst one time in my life, but as a technical strategist, I used the disruptive power of data to disrupt things, and I was speaking the language of data to change things in my own space. So, that's just this and this is like a role guide. Things that a lot of people will ask, okay, I want to go into this field. What can I do? What skills am I supposed to have? This is just a summary. I will not speak too much into that. Now, I would like us to go into today's work. But before going, I want to prepare our minds, just like I prepared your minds towards change. I want to show you something about the future of work, this data that we are talking about, what it is really in the true sense of it. Join me now.
Artificial intelligence, harbinger of doom, destroyer of jobs, and pure science fiction. In a world of fake news, be careful what you believe. In fact, AI has been running in the background for over 60 years, and the robots haven't taken over just yet. In 1950, Alan Turing gave us the Turing test to gauge whether a machine could think like a person. Christopher Strachey created the first AI program in 1951, and in 1996, IBM's Deep Blue became the first chess-playing computer to defeat a reigning world champion. Today, AI is no longer the plaything of governments and corporations. It's an undeniable part of everyday life. From Google search and Spotify song recommendations to X-ray analysis and Alexa, machine learning is touching and augmenting every aspect of our lives. But this moment, right now, is unlike any other in the history of AI. We're heading towards a revolutionary transformation, and the pace of change is accelerating. Imagine a world now will ultimately be left behind, whereas those who start their journey soon will reap the rewards. Now is the time to lay the foundations of your firm's AI-driven future. Advances in AI will not merely change the way financial service providers operate, they will revolutionize the lives of stakeholders, customers, and employees forever. And the first to move will become the leaders. So let me ask you this. Do you want to embrace AI now, or wait for your competitors to embrace it first so you're left behind? AI is here. Where are you?
Wow. AI is here. Where are you? I mean, you can't talk about AI without talking about data, and that is why we are here. We are starting the foundation now. I want us to be hungry. I want us to envision ourselves going beyond data analytics, moving into machine learning AI. And I'm excited. I hope we're all excited. We can type in what we feel about that video on the chat. I'm going to be reading it later. However, I want us to just quickly start with the first topic of today. I mean, on our course outline, which is data introductions. What is data? What is data? I'd like us to type what you think data is. What does data mean to you? When you say data, what word comes to your mind? I need just a word. I need us to type it on our, and if you want to speak out, please just raise your hand. And Esther, please just try to help me check the chats for those raising up their hands. Call their name so that they can speak. You can introduce yourself, then you tell us what you think about that, or you type on the comment section. Please, let's do this for 2 minutes. So I'll be checking my time. It starts now. What is data? Perfect. I'm seeing some answers. I can see facts. Yes. Collection of information. The data information. Oh, information. Curious and excited. Amazing. Numbers. Wow. Nice. Nice. I love this from Lola. Facts. Chinyere. Love this. Yes. Please, you can raise your hands up if you want to speak up. Please, you don't need to always type. Unprocessed information. This information of a thing. I can see some hands up. Esther, while you are reading out, I would like to pick out people raising their hands. Sandra, tell me, please unmute yourself and speak up.
Data is facts and statistics collected together for reference or analysis.
Good, good. Thank you very much. Indideka, unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
So from my own perspective, I see data as a set of values of variables. It can be qualitative or quantitative.
Amazing. Set of variables. What is a variable?
Set of values of variables.
Okay, value. Oh, amazing. Yeah. Set of values. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm seeing something interesting here. Last year, they said fuel, proof. I love this. Fuel, proof. Yes, proof. Joy says data means facts and statistics collected together, so to drive more meaning. So that means that if you don't collect data together, it will be meaningless, right? Joy, thank you for that. Unprocessed facts and information. Is information data? We'll learn about that. Statistics. Data is information. Is data information? I mean, if you are trying to raw form of information, details, statistics, thank you. All right, this is fantastic. What is data? I'm going to start with this. So now I need us to unmute ourselves because we are going to answer questions. Please, what's the picture? What does this picture depict? Can we unmute ourselves? I need us to be very fast. This is a picture of what?
A man.
A man. Good. Thank you.
A corporate
What
man.
about this picture?
A woman.
A woman. So basically, the fact is that this is a man. If I see this picture, I know it's a man. And I see this picture, I know that it is a woman. Basically, what that means basically is this is a man, this is a woman, is a fact. Data is and statistics collected together for reference or analysis. What that specifically means is that when I pick man, this is just man, is meaningless. When I say this is a woman, it is meaningless. However, when I put them together and had maybe other type of data, I can use it for analysis. Man being a man alone is not enough. However, the fact that this is a man and a woman is data, right? I'm going somewhere. Please, who can tell me what this is?
The English alphabet.
Good. Alphabets. Good. And there are numbers there also, right?
Yeah.
Numbers, yes.
Numbers, alphabets, they are raw. So I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Sorry, does it sound meaningful when I say A? If I just say A, B, C, D, is it meaningful to you?
No.
Am I speaking? Is there any information around A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2? Is there any information?
You are not communicating.
Yes, and that's the point, because now it's just like this. What it is raw, is unorganized. However, it is data. Data can come in any form. So as a data analyst or a business intelligence, or let me put it like as a data analyst, your function is to combine all these things together to make them make sense so that people can use it. Now, what is data? Please, what are these? Please unmute yourself. Symbols, logos, symbols.
Yeah,
yes.
These are logos.
Yes. So, I mean, I'm just trying to make us understand that something that stands in silo, specific is data. So we have symbols. This is Twitter. Yes, it's not eliminating Apple, Shell, Nike, Pepsi. I mean, I'm not getting anything. Symbols that refer to or represent conditions, ideas, or objects. However, I'm not saying, it's not speaking to me. This is data. It is raw. There are symbols, there are facts, there are everything, and all that. Now, I want to ask us a quick information, because I noticed that some of us wrote, oh, data is information. Given what I just showed us and just explained, is data information? If your answer is yes, why? Is data, no, I don't want to say, I don't want an answer like this is an unprocessed information. No, it's either data is information or data is not information. Is data information? If it is yes, tell us why you think it's information. If it is no, tell us why you think it's not information.
Data is not information.
Please speak up, Sheye. Why?
Oh, data is not information.
Yeah, it's not information, right?
No, it's not.
It's not. Sandra, your hand is up. Glory, tell us, is data information?
I would say yes, data is information, because it is looking at those data as you gather more information or to lead to a better conclusion. But data is an information because you get one or two things from it.
Who agrees? Thank you. Who agrees with that? Tosin, tell me what you think. Then Olamide, we go next.
Okay, I feel data is not an information because it's quite scattered and there's no meaning to it. But when brings together, then information is something that is actually the collection of all data and is making sense to somebody. So data is not an information because it's not making a meaning to somebody. Until a sense is being made out of it, then it can become an information.
Thank you very much. That's fantastic. Olamide, please go next.
Yes, data is not an information. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Data is not an information. Data doesn't convey any meaning unless it has been processed. The output is called information. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I won't be calling any other person again. I'm sorry, guys. We're looking at the time, but don't worry. Please just continue to raise your hands up and I'll be, mixing it up. Thank you very much. Is data information? Data is not information. And I think you've said it all. A lot of people mix up data and information together. We are used to saying, oh, information. When you see male, female, you are used to saying information, but it's not information. Data is on its own, is raw. It doesn't make sense. And that is why we have data analysts that bring in different types of data to bring out information. On its own is not information, but when you bring in various data together, data sets together, you are able to derive information that is palatable to understand, that is palatable to know, and palatable to use. That is what data is all about. So when you have data and you are unable to transform it to the right information, to the right stakeholder, is a big problem. When you build a dashboard, a Power BI dashboard, for those of us that know how to build Power BI, for those of us that can run machine learning algorithms, that are doing data science, and you don't understand the kind of information you're supposed to bring out from that data, it will come out meaningless, no matter how interesting or exciting it is. And that is why when you see some people posting dashboards or reports on LinkedIn, you might like the design, but it doesn't say anything to you, because you know why? It is just people just gathered a lot of data together, but the information they are pushing out there is not palatable for me to understand. Are you getting me? Now, and that is why we are in this class. Now, what is information? We have our man, our woman, the numbers, our logo. When I combine these three together, let's say 20% of the males work with maybe Twitter, or 20% of, or 90% of the world population are on Twitter. I mean, it's now sounding like something that people can understand. Unlike when I just had it separately, I was like, man, woman, numbers, logo. It wasn't making sense. But now I'm combining each and every one of these things together to bring out what we call information. Information is data that is specific and organized for a purpose. Please, are you getting me? Please stop if you don't understand. Are you getting me? Information is data that is specific and organized for a purpose of understanding, basically. Data is not information. Now, let me just give you the summary of this. Information are facts, data provided. Information are facts and data provided or learned. You are learning, you are putting it together, you are trying to get an information. While data are facts and statistics collected. You collect data, you don't have any learning on data. It doesn't give you any insights when you are with data. But when those data, you learn it, you analyze it, it becomes something that gives you information. Now, once data has been processed and turned into information, it becomes palatable to human readers and users, right? If I come here today and say I'm teaching data and I just say go, no, yes, I'm not making sense. However, what I'm saying today is the combination of various data sets, which is now being processed and turned into something which is information that you understand. Now, it takes on context and structure. When you're talking about information, you are talking about a context and you're talking about a structure. It is a structured language, right? It is not just a raw language. It's not something that you just say, no, go a female, male, gender. No, it takes context and structure. Now, it becomes useful for businesses to make decisions and it forms the basis of progress, right? Data on its own does not make sense. In most organizations where you are, even in your own current space where you are, whatever you are doing, maybe you're doing a personal job role or something like that, when you are unable to gather data together to understand what is happening around you, you lose out on, a lot of advantage, right? But when you pick up that data and you are able to understand, solve problems around it, try to get the information within it, then you are becoming someone undefeatable, definitely. Someone with insights, someone that can unearth insights, basically. Now, do we have any question before I move to the next topic?
No.
All right, perfect. So now I'm just going to quickly dive into data analysis versus business intelligence. Why are we doing this today? Why am I talking about data analysis? Now, the reason why did I talk about data and info? I just needed us to clear that fact, because in tomorrow's session, even though it's hands-on, we will start understanding the reason why we are building dashboards and why beyond just data, you need to be able to come up with the right insights. Now, data analysis is one thing. Even from the word data analysis, you are manipulating your data, you are working with data sets. But business intelligence basically is the strategy behind you manipulating your data. So what that simply means, let me just go straight into this. Data analysis is the process of applying statistical analysis and logical techniques to extract information from data. When let me just use the simplest of what I want to do, maybe like I want to run maybe an average over time of customers that have churned. That is analysis. I'm trying to understand, okay, this is the reason why I'm just working with data. I'm working with my tools. I'm using the average formula, which is the total total number of customers that have churned divided by the total number of customer population size. When I go to business intelligence, I'm saying it comprises the strategies and the technologies used by enterprises for the data analysis of business information. So beyond just manipulating of data, you want people to see what you're talking about. You want businesses to be able to derive information. When they see what you have done, when you manipulated your data, you want them to be able to say, oh, right, I can use this to change my business processes. That is business intelligence. To do business intelligence, you must understand how to use your data tools. I think I sent a link for some of us to do our data tools training. You can actually go back whenever you are free. It's free, but please make sure you do that before the end of next week. You need to be able to use the right data tools. We can't talk about data without talking about tools. Some of us will say, oh, I'm not that good with statistics. I'm not good with math. How do I go around this? Things have become easier when you understand the strategy of why an analysis is being used, or an algorithm. An algorithm is a step-by-step process of doing something. A statistical algorithm is a step-by-step statistical method of applying a specific function or a formula to solving a problem. When you understand the reason why, it is easier for you to be able to run that, because not everything is automated. If you are using R, let's say you are using R or a particular tool, even Excel. Why do I need to use average? It's good to know, yes, why you're using average. However, you don't need to stress yourself on that. But you need to understand the strategy. Why am I doing this? The tools like dashboard, monitoring tools, they are very, very okay. It is one thing to do analysis on your text. It's another thing to do analysis and project this analysis so that people can consume it easily. They're able to come up with ideas. They're able to make business decisions. That's just the difference. Data analysis is a part of the business intelligence process. In the business intelligence process, you analyze data, you do some form of business analytics, you ask questions, you create dashboards, you do scorecards, you do reporting. So that is why when I want to train on data analysis, I will say data analysis and business intelligence, because I don't expect you to be manipulating data alone. I expect everybody that is working with data to also be able to implement a form of business intelligence to it. Now, whatever industry you find yourself, sorry.
I'm coming.
Ijoma, your video is on. I don't know whether you want it on. Maybe that's a mistake. So, whatever industry you find yourself, you should be able to apply data insight to solving business problem, right? So many people will ask me, oh, how does data help me in this industry? I want you to get this. For every industry, you work with data. There is no job role or job function that doesn't have anything to do with data. I have not seen one before. No matter, even if you are writing about something, or you are giving, let's say, you are doing some form of compliance and all that, definitely compliance needs you to people to comply to a specific function. Then the question now is that, are they doing it? Is there a data for it? If you are in a role and you still don't understand the kind of data sets that you should be mining, you need to think deep. What are the questions I need to ask around my data and what I'm working with to be able to solve problems? This will really help you, and it will actually help you and go a long way to helping you solve business problems. You need to start finding that, looking for problems to solve. We'll deep dive into problem solving. But meanwhile, I'll just try to go to the next slide, which speaks about industry use cases. I'll just pick one or two from here. We have the retail industry. IBM conducted a study, and they said that 62% of retail respondents claimed that insights provided by analytics and information provided them with competitive advantages. Imagine that I have a store and I want to know if my store is doing well or against my competitors. I can get data from what my store is doing and also get compete data and do analysis and do a comparative analysis. Comparative means I want to compare what I'm doing in my store with the other people's store. Now, another question is, what are they doing in their store? What are they doing differently? Data can give us insights towards that. Is it that they have some products I don't have that is driving sales? Is it because of the location? So many questions now coming up around that data. Data helps you to rethink how you can do your business. For instance, retailers can use big data and analytics to create hyper-personal and relevant shop experiences. Now, I'm going to use, oh, good, this is perfect. Bank of America, this is banking. Bank of America uses natural language processing and predictive analytics to create a virtual assistant called Erica to help customers view information on upcoming bills or view transaction histories. I'm sure a lot of people have seen bots. Mind you, bots don't work on its own. You need to feed a bot data, right? So before you can even build a bot, you need to be able to say, okay, these are the kind of data set, these are the questions, likely questions customers can ask. These are questions that you think you should put there, and these are answers that you need to get. This is data that is being combined together to give information to the customer. I mean, for those in education, we have a case study here. The University of Tasmania, with over 26,000 students, has developed an LMS that can track when a student logs into the system, the overall progress of the students, and how much time is spent on different pages. In fact, at this point, whether you are in business or you are working in an industry, the core of what we are discussing today here is that you need to be able to gather data. You need to look for that data set. If it is not there, if you've not been tracking progress, this is the time for you to start rethinking, how can I track progress? So that, because there are sometimes we work so hard and it looks like we are not being noticed or we are not being encouraged in our job roles or even in our businesses. It's as if we are doing so much when it comes to, some people they have e-platforms like e-business platform, right? E-commerce stores. And some people are at their places of work, they are doing so much. However, if you don't have the right technology to showcase your skill, what happens is that people will think you are not doing anything. Are you with me, guys? When you are able to project what you're doing in an analytical format, which you are going to learn tomorrow, because it's data I'm going to be teaching, I'm not teaching, I'm going to show you how you can use data to showcase whatever you are doing, so that you look, it's not like you're not ready, because most times we know our job role. In fact, most times you are a domain expert. Unfortunately, most times you don't have that technical skill to showcase that role. And that is why most times people will say, oh, they will look at you like someone that is not adding value, and they'll bring somebody that is not even as good as you are to jump up or up in that role. In summary, data analysis on its own is not intelligence, just like what we have learned. Is a process, is one part of the process of business intelligence. You can build the most beautiful dashboard, and yet it doesn't make sense. So we'll learn how to make sense of data on Power BI tomorrow. I don't know if we have any question before I move to the next topic, right? All right, I'll just continue. Now, these are the types of data. We have structured data and unstructured data. Structured data, when you're talking about structured, that means that it is in a structured format. It's a structured source, location, right? So these are often found in databases, spreadsheets like Excel, and data collection software. They are structured. They come in via a specific structure and is also saved in a table, basically. But an unstructured data they are not organized and they are not in a predefined manner or stored in a particular structure. My voice, as I'm talking to you, is not stored in a particular structure, right? It's an unstructured data. However, for voice recognition and so many other things that I can use around data, because we have tools like that can record what I'm speaking in a particular database. And before you know what is happening, I'm able to do some form of analysis around my presentation, right? Social media activities, there are so many. In fact, everybody is online right now. And that is why big data is becoming very, 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 very important, very, very critical. People go online to vent their angers about a product, about an organization. I mean, social media, people go to social media to write about people, about things, and bring people down. Just going to social media alone to write about, maybe a superstar or a model or something, maybe a popular person can bring that model down or that popular star down. That is how powerful data is. And that is why right now, if you want to, it's not just about data in your database, the one you are collecting that you know, is you need to start rethinking about what about the data that affects my organization, that affects my role that I don't even know about. Where can I find them? If there is no source for that, go and look for how you can create a source so that at the end of the day, you are the first person bringing in that idea and telling your organization, you know what, I have just created this thing, a survey about what people think about us, and this is what they think. I believe that after doing some form of analysis, that this is what is going to get us to where we need to be. Basically, what I'm trying to say here in summary is that structured data and unstructured data, they are very important in an organization, and it can also help you disrupt the status quo. Now, we have different types of data that can be collected. I'm not going to speak so much on this, but with time, as we continue to learn data, we'll be seeing things like this around characters, strings, integers, and so many things. So these are data types, different types of data, which we collect, either structured or unstructured, and the data types they belong to, basically. This is very important, data analysis component. I don't know if we have questions. Please, if you have questions, you can always type it in the chat. I can view it and I will answer them. Now, for the data analysis component, it's very important when you're going into data, you need to understand the components of data. The core data component is key to unearthing insight and intelligence. When you are working with data sets, you need to understand. Sorry, I don't know if we have questions. No. You need to understand the components of data, right? I'm just going to begin with this. These are the core components of data. We have the descriptive, we have the diagnostic. Descriptive answers the questions, what happened, right? What happened? So that means that you must have a data set that is explaining what happened. Diagnostic, why did it happen? So this thing happened. Now, failure rates increased in the last 3 months on this particular service in the organization. Now, the question is, why did it happen? That's diagnostic. Delving into that data and coming out with insights about why we had failure rates or why failure rates increased. Now, you move to the next level, which is predictive. What will happen? Based on the information, or rather the data that you have and the information that you've been able to gather from diagnostic, why did it happen? You are able to predict what might happen in the future. So for the fact that it happened 3 months, in the last 3 months, is it going to happen in the next 6 months? Is there a particular reason why this is actually happening? If it is happening, what will happen? Definitely. What's going to happen if we continue like this? So descriptive and diagnostic is supposed to help you understand how to predict what will happen. When you move from descriptive to diagnostic, which is business intelligence, you will move to data science. In data science, you have predictive analytics, where you're able to use some form of statistical algorithms to predict into the future of what will happen, given the data that you have, historical data. Prescriptive data analytics, how can we make it happen? So you are now predicting, right? When you predict, it doesn't end there. You need to be able to make people understand how we can make whatever positiveness that we have been able to predict to happen. Then the next step is what might happen, cognitive. So what can we make, or how can we make it happen? After we've been able to answer that question, we can now ask ourselves, okay, what can we do, or what might happen if we take these specific steps on prescriptive? I have some summary around it. For descriptive analysis, like I said, it helps us answer questions about what has happened based on historical data. An example of descriptive analytics is generating reports to provide a view of an organization's sales and financial data. Basically, you do descriptive analytics with data that you already have, data that you know is already in the system. You pull it out. You are able to manipulate and come up with ideas or information about what is happening. For diagnostic, just like what I said, you are deep diving into the data set to understand why it happened. It helps you answer questions why events happen. And generally, this process actually occurs in 3 steps. You are able to identify anomalies in the data. So why did it happen? What went wrong? Right? You are able to use some form of statistics techniques to understand the relationships. Either there's a correlation between what is happening or what happened 3 months ago and what is happening right now. You're able to talk about your data that way. Now, for predictive analytics, just like what I said, it helps answer the question about what will happen in the future. What is going to happen in the future? Predictive analytics, like I said on my slide here, is used. You can use historical data to identify trends and determine if they are likely to reoccur. Is this going to reoccur? It happened 5 years ago. It happened 10 years ago. Now, let me even give us an example, which is quite simple. There are some fruits, you know, they are seasonal. They don't come like every month. So for the fact that it happens, maybe a specific fruit comes up, or maybe it's you can harvest such kind of fruits maybe in July and not in any other day, any other month of the year. What that specifically and be happening year on year. What I can easily predict, definitely, even without using my data, but I would say use data. I can predict that in the next 10 years, it's still going to happen like this. But I might not be able to predict the number of fruits that I might be able to harvest for that period. However, with my data, understanding why I have more harvest last year, upper year than this year, data can actually do that for that. Can actually explain that. That's predictive analytics, taking our historical data over time, understanding what has happened, and I'm able to also predict into the future and see what I can do to maybe to stop something from happening or to improve a specific idea. Now we have the prescriptive analytics, and it helps us understand. It actually answers the question about which action should be taken to achieve a goal or target. What should we do? And that's exactly what I just said. When you've been able to predict into the future and you are seeing some anomaly like, oh, we didn't have enough harvest this year. 2 years ago, we had a higher harvest. In fact, last year we had more. So the question you should be asking yourself, what happened? What can we do? What were the steps taken? And if we implement these steps in the next year or in 3 years, are we going to have a better harvest? Are you following my question? The way I'm asking questions now. Then we have for cognitive analytics, we have it answers the question, what might happen if circumstances change, and determine how you might handle these situations. I used to tell people, when you are thinking about going through a process or you want to do something, you need to have plan. I usually have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan X. People that know me, they know me very well because of that. I like having various plans. You know why? Because most times you might think you are going through the right way, or you already understand how a pattern is supposed to look like. You've been able to analyze your data and you've done some predictive stuff. You feel that, yes, this is the right way to go. But what might happen if circumstances change? And at that point in time, what do you do? And that's where cognitive analytics come in. Most times, cognitive analytics depend on machine learning algorithms. We use some form of natural language processing concepts and so many other AI and ML algorithms to drive some of these things. An example given here is such as call center conversation logs and product reviews. For those of us that are call center agents, I am sure when a customer calls in, you don't know how that customer reacts. Everybody has various behaviors and the way they will react to situations. So in that situation, what plans or how do you intend to solve the various type of behavioral pattern that comes in from this? That is cognitive analysis. Sorry, at this point, I would like to ask us, can anybody give me an example of a descriptive analysis? Just an example. So I have one here. A descriptive analysis generates reports to provide a view of an organization's sales and financial data. So for you, what do you think on your current job role? What do you think descriptive analytics will look like? Just give me an example. So I can say that on my current job role, descriptive analytics will be adoption rates of technologies, because I have that data, right? So I just want us to just give a summary and a brief on the charts. Let me read from you what you think descriptive analytics, if you want to do descriptive analytics on a specific scenario, what would be that question or what would be that ideology look like? Just post on the chat. Let me read out. 2 minutes, please. Perfect. Parents age range attending my clinic. This is fantastic. I love this. Fantastic. Good. Perfect. Because you want to know. Good. I like this. Let's not help the van. Please let's post. Let's post. 2 minutes, please. When it's 7:19, I'm going to stop us. 2 minutes, please. Good. Q1 statement of financial position. Perfect. Kidnapping rate of school children in northern region. Right. Perfect. 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 I'm loving this. This is the questions. In fact, sales rate in my organization, good. Employee turnover in year 2020, good. I love this. I love this. I'm already having so many ideas with what you guys are writing down. This is fantastic. Good. Please let it come in. Let it come in. My descriptive analysis should be what the performance of the salesmen are over the years. Good. Good. This is someone that wants to track if people are working. Unresponsive data collectors. Good. Sandra, nice. Please, let's get it in. Let's get it in. 1 minute to go. Temperature ranges over the month of April. Orelua, nice. Nice. Gender inclusion and mainstreaming. Good. Ngozi, nice. Nice. Wow, this is fantastic. Please, let's get it coming in. The rate of attendance of children during online learning. Good. Chiaka, this is wonderful. Justina, customer that has no backup power. Regional and state, good. And state SLA performance, this is fantastic. An idea is coming in. This is fantastic. We are doing fantastic. Fantastic. Please, let's get more coming in. Good. Ibuku Amalulu, number of women assessing finance. This is fantastic. This should be, services in Nigeria. Good. Perfect. I'm seeing solutions coming. I'm seeing amazing ideas coming in. Result lists of ICANN students. Ijoma, I love this. I love this. I love this. This is fantastic. You are all doing great. Membership attendance in church. Oh, wow. Yes, so yes, this is fantastic. While some churches don't track, I think they should be tracking this so that they can, because some people will just backslide and you don't know what is happening. Sorry. Female-owned SMEs in Nigeria. This is amazing. This is also another female-owned idea. Ololade says the safety of pupils in the hands of teachers. Fantastic. Fantastic. This is nice. Account documents scanned over the past 3 months. This is deep. Oroluwa, nice. Sandy says disease statistics across different states. True. Who knows? Maybe Let's leave it at that. The rate of visitors to my state over the past year. Are you planning to block some people for coming to your state? Blessing. This is nice. Omotola says monthly customer subscription. This is fantastic. I'm giving a round of applause to everyone. This is nice. This is nice. Omotola says monthly customer subscription. Nice. The rate of passive failures, which impact weekly reports and damage equipment at the site. Fantastic. Rate of oil production in OML, 56 oil block in 2020. Fantastic. Number of persons who are taking COVID vaccine. Yeah, I got that. Thank you very much. All right, this is fantastic. Nice. So I can see that we are getting this. We are all getting this. This is fantastic, and this is just the beginning. In fact, from what we have written, there are so many ideas coming in. I can tell you that for sure. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We are doing very fantastic. Now, let me just go to the next, to the next topic, which is business problem framing. Now, we'll be learning how to frame business problem. You see, when you are working with data, at the end of the day, if you notice what you wrote here about descriptive, you are trying to solve a problem. Please, if you've not written, you can actually look at the chat to see what every other person has written down. If you look at everything here, from number of women accessing financial services to the rate of attendance, the reason why you are writing all this is because you want to solve a problem. Yes or no? Please type in on the chat if I am correct or if I'm wrong. The reason why you must have written this is because you want to know and you want to solve a problem. Yes or no? Please type in yes, type in no. Yes, yes, yes. The reason why you are writing this is because you want to solve a problem. That means that when you are working with data, the reason behind working with data basically is to solve problem. The only reason why somebody will look at you as a relevant person or as an individual in an organization is because you are solving problem. If you are not solving problem and what you do is just coming to work, doing work the same way, and after the day ends, that is the end. You are not adding value, you are not solving problems, and you are not helping to change things. Now, if an organization should look at you and say, oh, you are not solving problems, you are just sitting down on that desk and you are just doing things manually and you are sweating on the job, and they say, oh, please, I think you need to go right now. While you will feel bad and not understanding the reason why, it is very clear, as we have seen, that because we were not even solving problems in the first place. So that is why the business problem framing strategy is very, very key. There's a strategy to actually frame business problems. It was so easy for some of us to start writing some of these things down, but there's a strategic way that we can actually do it. Now I'm going to show you how. Now in this module, this is what to expect. Strategy for business problem framing and aligning data to business problems identified. Now, what can you notice in this picture? I need some of us to write, and I need some of us to also raise up our hands to tell me what you notice, right? Sorry. What you can notice in this picture. What's happening here? One word. One word. Please, we need to be fast. Please, you can raise your hands if you want to talk, and you can type in what's happening here. Deliberations. Brainstorming.
Brainstorming.
Oh, perfect. So when you say brainstorming, explain. Just give me a line, an explanation. What's happening here? Yes, there's a meeting going on, but what are you noticing? Yes. What are you noticing? There's a specific thing happening. Yeah, we're having a meeting, there are deliberations going on, but what is happening? What's really, is everybody talking at the same time? What's happening here? Share an idea.
No. The guy seated on the main chair seems to be the one talking, and every other person is paying attention.
He's paying attention. Good. Yes, he's paying attention. Good. Thank you for that. Now, what can you notice here? This is the data analyst, so this is us. We are the one in this dark outfits, and this is our stakeholder here. What do you notice in this picture? focus. Please, who wants to speak? You can speak. Discussion and addressing. Please, who wants to speak? Please, you can speak. You can raise up your hands.
Okay, I think the lady with the curly hair is trying to explain something to the data analyst.
Yes.
There is something she doesn't understand and she wants the data analyst to explain, or maybe she's the one explaining something to the data analyst.
Attentiveness. So she's listening, right? Is she interrupting her? What's she doing? She's looking at her. She's listening. The first things first as a data analyst is to learn to listen. To become a great business intelligence analyst, you must learn to listen to your stakeholders. Listen to their pain points. Listen, I'm saying making sense of listen to understand and not to display superiority. Most times, you don't even know the landscape of the business owner. As an analyst, your function is to listen because most times you are not the domain expert, right? If you are going into analytics, right, as a role, you need to learn how to listen. If you are working on your job role as the stakeholder yourself and you want to apply analytics to your job role, you need to be able to understand what your job role is all about. You need to understand, more like listening to what your job role is all about. The one you don't know, you find out about it so that you can work better. Listen. Now, business problem framing. A business problem statement generally starts by describing a business opportunity or threat or an issue in broad terms. As an analyst, you are not the one identifying business opportunities or threats. Yes, you can, maybe if you are for this purpose that we are working basically, we are going to be working with data. Yes, we are going to come up with 0 questions, but that's not your function. Your role is to understand what the issue is, what the problem is, and you need to listen. An example could be maybe after going to maybe a particular branch, or maybe speaking to the group head of maybe retail or something in a bank. Yes, it tells you our growth in the last 3 years stagnated, or our top branches are experiencing technical downtime, causing an increase in customer attrition rates. If you don't listen to the customer, what happens is that, or the stakeholder, what happens is that you will start doing analysis nobody is interested in. Somebody is telling you that my growth in the last 3 years is top of mind. Now I'm going to be using I'm going to be using some of our examples. I'm trying to scroll up. The safety of pupils in the hands of teachers. I mean, I don't think I've seen any analysis like this before. But just imagine someone comes up with this kind of analysis. You do a deep dive. You start listening to pupils and what they are going through that we don't know, parents don't go through. Do you know that that will change the course of how education is in Nigeria? Now, I'm going to pick another one. Number of women accessing financial services in Nigeria. Do you know that this will go a long way? So the problem might be there are a lot of women that have the capability and the ability to drive some businesses. They have it. In fact, they can drive the business to a point where they can help people, they can help other women to become more. However, they don't have that access to finance. The question now is that what kind of finance services can we help these women access? And what kind of things can they become by helping them achieve that? I'm looking at it again. I'm seeing the rate of attendance of children doing online learning. The question here now is that, is online learning the right thing or the right way to go since the introduction of online learning for children? What other ways and means can education be driven? The list goes on and on. These are things that we've said about ourselves. And at this point, this is the second note, understand. Seek to understand your stakeholders. Most of us, we've written all this because we are stakeholders, right? Thank you, Jacob. It's beyond data analytics. Everyone needs to learn to listen, learn listening skills, very important. Well, as a data analyst, because we are talking data here, right? I'm going to hit an hammer on it that listening is very key here. Thank you very much. So we have, sorry, somebody is in the lobby. Seek to understand your stakeholder. As most clients in their early meetings with you as the analytical professional, as the domain expert, we tend to report what they are experiencing as problems. When they are explaining to you, They might use their own key language and key terms. Try and understand what they're even talking about as meanings change between organizations. So for the fact that I call gender doesn't mean that that's what they call it in America, right? So if you're working with different kind of people, you need to understand their language. You don't need to put people down or you ignore what they are trying to say. You need to understand. You need to be inside what's inside this, right? You need to put your everything in it. Now, on my next slide, I'll just introduce us to the 5 Ws and 1 H, which is the strategy for framing business problem. We are going to delve into this. We're going to do a small project. Tomorrow on our Power BI, we are going to be on our Power BI dashboard. When we start building dashboards, we are going to implement this strategy when we are building. So we have the 5 Ws and the 1 H, which is the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and the how. Your who are the stakeholders who satisfy one or more of the following with respect to the project. If you notice, I'm talking about the stakeholders. That's your number one guy. Your who, funding, using, creating, or they are affected by the project outcome. They are the main guys. Before jumping into a project, you need to understand the pain points of that project. And I mean, as an analyst, for example, you don't just go into what the problem is. You first of all ask, sorry, what are your, you first of all meet the stakeholder and ask questions, right? You don't just pick up your dashboard or Excel sheet or whatever data tool you are using and start analyzing what you think is supposed to be the problem. It is when you speak to your stakeholder and they are telling you, this is my pain points. I've been having efficiency issues for the past 10 months. I don't know what is going on. Then what you as the analyst will now do is that you will
Hello, we can no longer hear you, Moji.
Hi, Mojisola. We can't hear you. Let's hold on a little. I think she's trying to fix her internet. But so far, so good. How has the class been? You can drop your comments on the chats. How has it been for you? I'm reading out your comments. Yeah, exciting, insightful, eye-opening. Oh, yeah. Insightful session. Amazing. Yeah, Ijoma. Yes, Joy. Okay, so Moji is trying to join in again. Hi, Moji. Hello, Moji.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I'm back. I think the network went off. So sorry.
Thank God. Yeah, thank God. We understand.
So let me just project my screen again. So please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So
Yes,
sorry for that. Now let me continue. I hope we're understanding what I've been saying since, right? Now, the second is what problem? The third is where does the problem occur? Where does the problem occur? Or where does the function need to be performed? Are the physical and spatial characteristics articulated? The next question is when does the problem occur? For every problem, there is a when. When does it occur, right? And the next question is why does this problem occur? Why is it occurring? So those are questions you need to even ask your stakeholders. What's the problem when you ask? So as long as you even ask, when does it occur? Most people might not have that answer or response because at the end of the day, they are calling you in to work with their data to ask for you to do the analysis to show them when each problem occurs. Why does the problem occur? And how did the problem occur? Or how did you know that this problem actually occurred? Data can respond to these questions. The key here is understanding the problem helps you solve questions analytically. So can you see my screen, guys? I'm going to ask us a question. This is our first scenario question. M&A Fruit Sales Store is interested. Please, are we listening? M&A Fruit Sales Store is interested in expansion of their stores in various Africa locations and would like to deep dive into how they are currently performing in their various stores across Africa. And we like to deep dive into how they are currently performing in their various stores across Africa. You have been given the below data set by the stakeholder. Can this answer the stakeholder's question? Is the data sufficient? Please, I need us to answer this question. If you say yes, tell me why you said yes. And if you say no, tell me why you say no. Is this data sufficient enough to answer this stakeholder's question? He would like to deep dive, expand his business to various locations, and would like to deep dive into how they are currently performing in their various stores across Africa. And the stakeholder has given us data for dates, fruit type, just 5 columns: quantity sold, price per fruit, total sales, fruit type, and dates. Is this data sufficient enough to answer my question? Please, let's type in. If you want to speak, raise up your hands. I can't wait to read from you. Yes, no, let us know. No.
No.
Why? Yes, good. Chinyere, I love that. Chinyere, yes. Good, fantastic. Chinyere has answered our question. He said no. Yes, good, confidence, and every other person. No, because we don't have any information on which continent this data was generated from. The customer is saying, I want to deep dive into how they are currently performing. Location. You need to understand the reason why you are doing an analysis. I am doing an analysis. Stakeholder is saying, I want to expand my location, but location is not in this data. You don't need to force yourself. What do? You ask. No. What do? You ask. This takes us to our third note. Ask for more data if it is not enough. Always ask questions. Find out about the business. Very key. Repeat the business problem framing questions at least 10 times until you get your answers. Align relevant data to the business problems identified. Thank you very much for all who have posted on the chat. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Now, this is a quick task for everybody. We are going to do this task. I'm going to give us 5 minutes to achieve this task. If you have a pen or a paper, just try and start writing down, because this is going to go into our tomorrow's class. So now, frame business problems for Mac and D store using the business problem framing strategy. That's the 5 W's and the 1 H. Now, this is the question. Mac and D store owner is interested in expansion. That's number 1. Cost saving, number 2. And profitability of his business, number 3. As the business intelligence experts, define questions using the business problem framing strategy. Are you with me? Define questions using the business problem framing strategy. This store owner wants to expand wants to save costs and is trying to drive profitability. I'm not going to show us any data sets, but what are the questions you will ask this store owner as a business intelligence analyst? 5 minutes starts from now. You can start typing. You can just say, you can pick the who, the where, the what, the when, the how, and you type on our charts. All right, let me just make it easier. I think there's a data set, yes. So this is a data set. These data sets has customer location, customer age, gender, product per market sales, customer last transaction year, customer occupation, product weight, product fast content, product shelf visibility, product type, product price. Given everything that you have seen here, please don't look at the data, because some people, when they see data like this, they are moved. Just look at the headers. Given the fact that this businessman is interested in expansion, cost saving, and profitability of his business, what will you advise? Or what are the key areas, given the following data columns, would you like to place your analysis on? Or what are the questions basically you ask? A question for me is that I would like to know where, the where question, which location the customer has more sales, right? When I understand the location of the customer, where the good. We can't. Someone said they can't see my screen. Please, can you see my screen? Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Yes, I can.
Oh, perfect. So please, someone has said which location. Good. Someone said I can't. Okoyemi said I can't. Which product has more sales? Oh, thank you. Olasanyide Justina. That's perfect. I love that. I love that. Please, as you are writing all this, please write it. Hey, Elizabeth says she can't see my screen. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to turn my screen off and I'll bring it back again. Please, let's continue to type. It's very important. And as you are typing, as others are typing, please also note this down, because these are things that we're going to use tomorrow. We started tomorrow's work already today. I hope you can see my screen now. By location. Thank you. Everyone is typing. Let me just bring this as we are typing it in. I'm going to be copying and pasting as we are typing it in. Please, let's type in. Let's type in. I'm just going to copy what we've written here. Which sales has more good? Oh, sorry. Good. What gender is driving that? This gender analysis. Good. Customer category. Good. Oh, this is fantastic. Tolulokwe. Nice. We are doing great. We are good. I need more, please. When does the poor sales occur? At what point? When? That's time. Time. Let's go back to our table. We have, someone said when. So let's look at the time. This is when do we have poor sales? We have, what dates do we have here? Okay, we have you also use customer transaction here, last transaction here. Oh my God, sorry. Trying to get this. Please, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Who are the major customers and which industry are they? I love this occupation analysis. This is nice. Nice. Good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my time to write in. We have 1 minute to go. Who are the mark and the customer? Good. What and what do they buy? Yes. Where are they located and how are they able to access the product? Good. Is Mark and D always has product in stock? The peak sales perfect. I love. In fact, I love this. Thank you, Joy. This is fantastic. Ibukun, where do they record most sales, physically or virtually? Oh, I love this. Ibukun is bringing a touch of virtual sales again. Maybe they need to go virtually. This is nice. We are doing fantastic. What can you see on your screen, Elizabeth? Okay, sorry. Age and gender of customers and what products they buy the most. Yes, it could be that men, they like, maybe our store, we are actually stocking in so many. Mekandi is doing more of male product than female. This is fantastic. We have Olase and Justina. What period do they experience low and high? This is fantastic. You want to know when you are doing the highest and when you are doing the lowest. What product has the highest and lowest sales? I mean, it has come to a time where we need to start stocking in the highest product that gives me more sales. Thank you, Oluchuku. Since there is gender column, we should know which gender purchases the products the more. This is fantastic. Nice. Confidence. Who are your major patronizer? What does the business sell? Where do they make the most sales? When do they make the most sales? Why do they? I love this. I love the fact that confidence use the 5 Ws very well in this place. Good. Please, you guys should read through what she has written. This is fantastic. I love this. I don't know what just happened to this slide. Can't see your screen. Oh, Yemik said he can't see my screen. Wow. Sorry, can we all see my screen? Maybe I have to go out and come back in. So Yemi, I'll just go out and I'll come back in.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
No, I can see it now. I can see your screen.
Yemi, can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. Yes, good. So this is confidence. She just used the 5 Ws and the 180. The way I would have loved it to be used. You can see who are your major customers, what does the business sell, where do they make the sales. When you start using that 5 Ws and your 1H, it's easier for you to be speaking through problems. You'll be crafting problems, understanding the problems, knowing how you will deep dive into your data. It really helps a lot. What product has the highest and lowest sale? Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. This is a great job. Well done. Wow. Can I give everyone a round of applause? Please let me do that. I think we need to unmute ourselves and give us a round of applause. We are doing a very wonderful job. Please let's unmute. I want to hear you, please.
Well done, guys. Well done, guys.
Yeah. Perfect. Wow. It's not that hard, you know. It's not that hard. Fantastic. Now the next is analytical problem framing. We have the business problem framing and we have the analytical problem framing, right? When you are framing, when you frame your business, the next stage is to frame it in a way that you can analyze, right? Your stakeholder will speak the English that they want. You already know that this is what they want, and you start framing it in an analytical way so that your data can speak to it. Now, what to expect? Understanding analytical problem framing and Kanu's requirements model. Let me just speak to it. Analytical problem framing is the ability for you and I to be able to reformulate a business problem into an analytics problem with a potential analytics solution. It's also the way you dialogue with the business who have a problem that they need to solve and the analyst who will give them the information required to solve the problem. So your business has told you what they want. We've spoken about the issues. We've written about the issues. We've spoken about the 5 Ws and the 1H. We've deep dived into the problem. The next stage is now to work with that problem, your data, and solve it and come up with insights, right? Now let's quickly review this. Let's review what the VP sales of MACD Financials had to say on a recently concluded survey. I mean, this was adapted from a certified analytics professional document, but I just crafted it for this particular purpose. MACD was looking into producing more investment options to drive increased customer usage of their investment platform and attract new customers to use MACD for anything financials. Are you with me? The VP of sales gets up to the desk and says, folks, I have some bad news for you. We've done some detailed customer survey to find out what our customers care about. They couldn't care less about our proposal for a new product or the increase in the rate on investment. In fact, they rather not think about having other investment options that pay more. What our customers want is to receive recognition for using the MACD financial app. Our job is to help them do just that. Imagine, this is what your stakeholders, for MACD, their stakeholders with their customers, they are just interested. See, they don't even care if the rates of investment is down, maybe interest rate has gone down. They are not interested in whether there's a product or whether there is a new product or there is a system driving it. What they are just interested in is that I am using your application, recognize me. Most times we come up with processes, ideas that, so, and this is why we need to also be very careful. We come up with ideas, we come up with that we think as an analyst or a business intelligence analyst, we think that, or even we are working on a role, we think that is supposed to be the solution. If you want to be effective or efficient, the best way to go around your job is by asking stakeholders, the main people that rely on you for that service you are providing, and to ask them questions. You will be shocked at what they will tell you. Some of them will even tell you, oh, the reason why I come here to this particular hospital is not because, you know, of the doctor, or maybe because you are that good, but it's because I like the way you guys are friendly to me, the way you talk to me. You will be so surprised. I mean, that enough can bring a whole crowd to that hospital, because people will speak about what that particular organization is all about. Some banks, okay, we have some Nigerian banks today that you just see everybody going to that bank. It's not because whatever that bank is, you know, providing is better than what every other bank is providing, but because there's something about that bank. So I'm going to use GT Bank as an example. I remember then when GT Bank was recreating or reminding most of their branches and all that, you know, most Nigerian banks at that time, you know, they didn't really look all that, but GT Bank, you need to see the architecture. They started, you know, redesigning most of their branches. It felt like you being abroad in Nigeria, right? And all of a sudden, people started going to that branch, not because to GT Bank. I can tell you because I did my own survey. I was asking people then, even though I was not deep in data. A lot of people said they like going there because they felt they could go and take pictures, and you know, they can just open an account and they felt like welcomed. So people just wanted to go there to show, not because of the banking services. So I mean, this is what we need to think when we are doing our analysis. Sometimes when your organization or whatever, or maybe your VP or whoever is talking to you about, or your stakeholder is telling you about their problem, and you'll be able to identify their problem, you need to be able to convert this problem to an analytic solution, work with the data, and give outcomes on this data. Similarly, your business and operational stakeholders likely could not care less about how you and your team are going to solve the problem. They care less about the statistics, about the data algorithms jargons that you're going to be speaking. What they just want is for you to solve the problem. What they just want is for you to come up with a template or a platform that they can use to solve their problem. Now, translating the what of this business problem into the how of the analytics problem. These are questions you need to ask. What result, after asking yourself those business problem framing questions, what results do we want to get? Before you even try to analyze something, does it even align? Does it align to the business problem? Who will act on this problem? How will they do it? What will change in the organization as a result of the new information generated? For example, a company wishes to increase market share, but what is the underlying problem that needs to be addressed? They want to increase their market share. What is the current problem? Why have they not been able to increase their market share to a specific percentage that they've been looking out for? Why have I not been able to increase my customer base or my business base to where I want it to be? Why have I not been able to realize my future goals? This could even be a personal thing. There is a reason behind it. When you're able to construct and get that data and address and analyze the reason why, then the question now is that what result do I want to get out of it? And when you find out the result, how do you wish to act on this? And what will you do to be able to make sure that this is big? So it's beyond just you analyzing. Is you going also further to make sure that all these are being resolved and there's also a change? I want to just give a quick scenario of what happened to me when I used to work as a lead data analytics for a bank. Now, I was supposed to do an analysis for loss-making branches, and I picked a specific one, and I did the analysis. They were not doing well. In fact, they were on negative and all that. And I started doing my analysis, trying to pick out where the issue was coming from. I started understanding the landscape of, that particular branch, with the landscape of people that were banking there and all that. And, I was able to generate a lot of insights. Now, I tied those insights to those insights because I was also trying to drive adoption of some of our products. And I was able to tie them to some specific products. Who are they supposed to go and sell to? At the end of the day, how am I going to help them move from the negative where they are to the positive? I did as called the stakeholders, explain to them, this is what your data is saying, blah, blah, blah. And this is the target, let's do this. This is what you need to do, right? So this is the results. I brought the people that will act on it. That's our number 2. And I told them what they will do, number 3. Now, number 4, in 2 months, we were able to do at least 25% profitability increase from what we were before. Even the risk assets, which is loan, they were able to move from just 9 customers to over 150 customers in 2 months. Because the target was that after I picked up the problem, I was able to ask those business problems. I was able to discuss with them. I also looked at my data. I was able to speak through the 5 Ws and the 1 H. I started doing the analysis, and from there, I brought in the people that will act on it, and I told them what they will do, and we started seeing number 4, which is the results. Now, this is a model that speaks to the customer satisfaction model, basically our stakeholders. I'll just read through. Let's read through the second one. When you ask your business stakeholders for a list of what requirements they have, they will tend to focus on the normal customer satisfaction, customer dissatisfaction, don't fulfill expectations, do fulfill expectations, not the expected requirement. They're either here, when you talk to your customers, sometimes your customers, they don't even know what they want. Even your stakeholders, they don't know what they want. There are some people, they are on a job role, they don't know what is expected of them, or you know what is expected, but you don't know how to reimagine it. So you continue to be in the space of normal requirements, which falls under, well, do fulfill normal requirements, basically, right? And some people, they are just excited. They really don't know what they want to do. So you see them falling under this exciting requirement, which falls under don't fulfill expectations. For you, a normal requirement will fulfill your expectation because you will think that that is what it is supposed to be, right? Expected requirements is what you know that you are supposed to achieve, and you continue to move towards that target. It is very important that when you are asking your customers their requirement, their issues, you are also asking those 5 Ws and 1 H questions, so that you are also deep diving. So beyond what they are just telling you, this is my problem, or this is the issue, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm looking at the future. You need to ask them questions. And it comes to my next note, which is probe. My note 4, probe. As the analytics professional charged with translating business requirements into problem statements, you need to probe to make sure that you have the entire appropriate context as well, including the expected requirement, not exciting requirements. Not what the person thinks that is supposed to be their requirement. You're supposed to help them work. You're supposed to help them solve their problem. And that is why you're on that role. If you are in a particular desk, not as an analyst, how do you translate beyond what you are doing now? And that's what I've been saying since. Probe. Go to Google. We have Google there. Find out about your role, what people are doing on your role, around your role, how there are trends that drive your roles. We have Gartner speaking about tech trends, speaking about so many job role trends. What is the future? What are they doing around your role right now? And what are you doing? How have you been able to drive, your role to the next level? Are you with me? So those are things you need to do. You are doing a particular job, right? You're looking at yourself and you say you want in the next 2 years, you would like to work with Microsoft as maybe a cloud solution architect. You want to do this, you want to do that. What you can do for yourself is that you need to probe. When you go to LinkedIn jobs, you will see various kind of roles there and requirements and tools and things and experience they need. The question is, are you fit for such roles? If you are not fit, the next question is, how can I make myself fit? You can't continue to do the same thing the same way and expect a change. It's not possible. So you need to probe beyond even being an analyst. You need to be able to probe further on your data. Now, I'll just quickly speak to the data strategy, data pyramid. This is more like the last topic for today before I close, and I hope we've been able to take our notes. However, I would like to ask questions. If you have any question right now, please, you can post on the chat. Let me know. Oh, it's 2 p.m. already. So guys, you just have to forgive me, give me some additional 30 minutes or 20 minutes so we can round up on today's session. All right, fantastic. So, okay, good. All right, so for the data pyramid, today we've been talking about the strategy of business intelligence analytics. Is very important, how to ask the right questions, what to do when you see a data set, how you're able to solve it, how to hit the nail when you are talking data. That is what we've learned today, because tomorrow when we are doing our dashboard, we are going to be hitting the nail. We won't have to go through this anymore, because this data set that we've been talking about, we are going to still work on, and we'll be able to do that tomorrow. I'm so excited for everyone on this platform right now. You've done fantastic. I'm so excited. I can't wait for tomorrow to come. So for our data pyramid, this is more like the last strategy around business intelligence. I mean, there are so many strategies, but these are key strategies that actually help you to on the spot. For this data pyramid, basically, this is when you now start bringing your analysis to life. Now, we've spoken about the business problem framing questions. We've spoken about analytics problem framing. The next step, if we are going to be working with our data and we're going to come up with insights, we need to be able to structure it in a way that when people see it or when you are talking about it, it makes sense. It's a sequential format and it makes sense. And this is actually intentional. Okay. I know the pyramid. So this is the data pyramid, our popular data pyramid. We have the Dicw. It's called the Dicw of the data pyramid. We start with our data, which we have discussed at length. At the point when your data pyramid is at data, it is not clear, right? You don't know what is happening. It's not information, right? It's not something that gives you insight on whatever is happening. By the time you move to information on the pyramid, you start understanding, that's when you start combining various types of data. You start understanding what that data is all about. So the example I gave in this scenario is fruit data. So I have a fruit data, having a list of fruit, tomato, pepper, orange, pawpaw, watermelon, etc., etc. It's not saying anything. However, when I start bringing in, green pepper, I start putting other types of information that we can combine with this kind of fruits. I'm able to have an understanding or information about this data set. The next two levels is knowledge and wisdom. A lot of people stop their analysis on knowledge because most times you can't think through or deep into wisdom. It is when you get to the point of wisdom, when you are doing analysis, that you are able to find solutions for businesses. I'm going to repeat that again. It is when you get to that stage of wisdom, you'll be able to solve problems and help to make disruptive ideas. For knowledge, you are unearthing insight, but for wisdom, you are telling people that, you know what, I've spoken to you as a stakeholder, you've told me your problem, I have picked your data point, I have analyzed your data information, I have brought out insights. The insight part, know-how. For example, 20% of your total fruit type is tomato. And that's when we're in information, I just had various things gathered together. But now I am more specific on knowledge. I'm telling you that 20% of this total food type is tomato. Then for the wisdom side, I'm saying the know why. I am putting a form of understanding. I'm giving you a form of knowledge that yes, 20% of your total food type is tomato. However, the reason behind you having, or rather, okay, let me see. Let's use this example. The decline in the customer's purchase. So I think in this scenario, there was a decline in customers' purchase of tomato, right? The wisdom example here is the decline in the customer's purchase of tomato was a result of increase in pricing, right? So 20% of your total food types is tomato. However, there was a decline in the customer's purchase of tomato. This was as a result of increase in pricing. The result of increase in pricing is the wisdom. Sorry, I hope you got that? The result, the reason why something happens, the deep dive that you have done, the insights that you are getting is the wisdom part. The knowledge part just identifies, okay, 20% is this, 10% is this, and this, that. Now, not to talk too much, this is our next scenario. Identifying the Dicw in reporting insights. So we have customer usage. We are going to work on this. I need us to look at it very well. Customer usage of our mobile services between March 2020 and December 2020 shows a steady 5% month-on-month drop in usage. This was largely due to the impact on the COVID pandemic. Guys, please, what is the data here? What is data in this statement? Be free. Customer usage. Let me take us here. Even though I didn't use a scenario, we have full data here. Good. Mobile services data. Good. I love that. Mobile services data. Thank you, Joma. Information. 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 Where should I stop? So now for customer usage on mobile services, yes. Customer usage on service, this is data. Once you say customer usage, yes, data. That's data. I need information. Yes, good. Good. Thank you. Precious. This is fantastic. Good. So Precious is stopping here. Yes. At the timeline. Yes. Between. Yes. Use good. Fantastic. So where is our knowledge statements? Knowledge. When did these statements start bringing in knowledge? So good. Joy. Fantastic. Fantastic. Joy. This is a perfect 5% month on month. This is knowledge. Where is wisdom? Where is wisdom? The impact of COVID pandemic. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. COVID, good. COVID data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. You know what, guys? When you are doing analysis, when you are presenting, if you are unable to write your sentence or your outcomes the way I just wrote it, it is incomplete. If you start from just data, maybe customer use or mobile services, it doesn't make any meaning. Yes, it makes meaning as data. But when you now bring it here, between March 20 and is information, it's not saying anything, right? When you now add this, shows a steady 5% month-on-month drop in usage. That is knowledge. Most people stop here. No wisdom. But when you now go further and tell the stakeholder that this was largely due, after a deep dive, I noticed that it was largely due to the impact of COVID-19 because it actually happened during this period and it has never happened like that. That is wisdom. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a good one. Now, our note 5, a guide. The data pyramid guides you on the right way to share insights. Any analysis without all the components of data pyramid remains incomplete. So tomorrow when we create our dashboard, we will talk to our dashboard and I need us to speak the language of data using the Dicw strategy. We are saying data, you are involving information, you are speaking knowledge, and you're adding wisdom. On the spot. Now, this is a quick task. What can you say about this visual? What can you say about this visual? Please just look at it. Anything that looks weird, just say it. This place looks weird. This place looks weird. I just want you to tell me what you think about this. Ijoma says she can't hear me. Please, can you hear me, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect. What can you say about this visual? Good. Oluchuku said, higher sale in July. I like that. Sale, yes. Sudden spike. I used to record in July. What are other things? Comparing two patterns of sales. Tell me where. Elizabeth, what are the 3 patterns you are comparing? I love the way we are writing this and we are speaking. There was a peak in food sales in July. Good. Higher sales in July. Yes. Elizabeth, give me more idea. I like what you've written. Elizabeth, I love what you've written. I need more information from what you've written to me. Sales dropped in April 2020 and peaked in July. Fantastic. Olasha says drastic drop in October. Yes. Lowest in October. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I love this. There are other things that you are not. What are other things that you are seeing? Yes. Is there any trend that you are noticing on the charts? Is there any trend? Aside from the sharp drops and the sharp highs, is there any trend you are noticing? 3 years comparative data on food sales. Fantastic. October 2020, lowest sales. Trend of sales of food sales. Yes. I can see that the 3-year sales are good. Elizabeth, please, can I see your face? I would like to see Elizabeth's face. Elizabeth, I want to see your face. Where is she? Elizabeth, that's a fantastic one. I think you are on point. Elizabeth said she can see that the 3 years of sales are similar. Drops all in April. And if you look at January, February, March, it's following the same sequence. May, June, July, following the same sequence. This is fantastic. Yes, fruit sales in October is always down with, yes, good. So what I wanted you guys to see is the fact that yes, we have the sharp drops and the sharp highs, but they are similar trends. So that speaks a lot. This is a fruit sales data. It shows that this kind of data is a seasonal data. It happens for it. So you can do a deep dive and to know what is happening. Now let me just show us. Yes, if you fix, oh, Elizabeth said she's okay, no problem. Elizabeth, no problem, I've seen you. So this is what we have picked. If you have picked any of these points and you have said similar trade, she said she's shy. Why? Elizabeth. All right, so I want to say a big thank you to everybody. You've all done fantastic. In summary, any domain that drastically reduces mortality rates, that's the trade. None is more important than data is, because data, we look at the data. Data will bring in information, bring in knowledge and wisdom, and help you to solve the problem. Tie it to what the issues are and help solve more lives, right? Beyond being the new oil, data is the hope of the future. Do you agree? Do you agree, everybody? Beyond the new oil, data is the hope of the future. Do you agree? If you say yes, just type in yes. Do you agree? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I want
yes,
your voice
yes.
now. Please unmute. Do you agree? Do you agree? Please unmute
Yes,
yourself now,
I
everybody. Do you agree? Thank you very much. This is the end of today's class. Amazing. Thank you, everybody. Please, a round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, fantastic. So questions. Tomorrow we are deep diving into Power BI. I'm sure we are going to do fantastic. We've done well. Please, if you've typed things like, please go and write them down. You'll be using it tomorrow. I don't want us to take time in writing insights or things that we want to show on our dashboard. Thank you very much. So questions, I hand over to Joy. I don't know if Joy is still here. Tomorrow is 12 noon. Tomorrow is 12 noon, the same time, 12 to 2. Our hands-on is going to take 1 hour. Please, if you've not downloaded Power BI on your system, please do that. Very important. Microsoft Power BI.